What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? It's your guy Trapped at Dawn. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. What's going on with you? Gotta get up and get it. We ain't got no time to be sitting around wasting time. The most valuable thing that we have is time. We have to use our time wisely. We gotta get up and be productive, especially men, especially black men. We do not have any time to sit around and be lazy and be non productive because we are in a time right now where we need to be using all of our time to the best of our ability, and we need to be using our time to be productive. So, again, I say good morning, happy Monday, enjoy life, celebrate life, even in the midst of difficult times, even in the midst of hard times, even in the midst of going through trials and tribulations. Celebrate life because one day we're going to leave this place. And it's two things in life that's for certain: death and taxes. So make good use of your time while you're here. Every day is a celebration, whether it's a good day or a bad day. But in reality, every day above ground, as the old folks say, is a good day. So I'm not going to hold y'all long. I just want to come on this morning and talk about um, Wale. Just want to talk about Wale. I actually just watched an interview that Wale did with the Breakfast Club, and I didn't even finish the interview because I'm listening to the interview, and as many of you know, as the whole world knows, um, last year we went through a pandemic. The ending of 2019, that was the start of the situation. And obviously, last year in 2020, we went through a full blown pandemic, so they say. Um, and obviously, going through last year through that pandemic really caused. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, I got a call coming in. All right, my bad, y'all. So last year, 2020, really caused a lot of distraught in people, caused a lot of depression. But on the flip side, a lot of people actually came out better um, towards the end of the year last year. Many people that I know that were struggling financially, 2018, 2017, 2019, a lot of people that I know ended up leveling up uh, and re-upping and really stepping their game up in 2020. So it just really depends on how you handle the situation. When pressure folds, when adversity comes, um, you either gonna fold or you're gonna adhere to the adversity. They say that pressure does two things: pressure bursts pipes, but it also makes diamonds. The choice is yours. You're gonna let it bust your pipes, or you're gonna let it make you shine. You're gonna allow the challenges to come into your life to make you better. Turn that adversity into strength. Feel me? So anyway, back to my main topic. Just talk. I just seen an interview on the Breakfast Club with Wale, and Wale during this interview, and this is something that maybe y'all might have known, but I didn't know that because I don't really keep up with Wale. I don't keep up. I don't even know if I follow him on Instagram or not. But um, Wale has came out on the Breakfast Club and admitted that he has had the virus earlier this year. And and he talked about how at first he felt okay, uh, but I guess like within 3 days of him knowing that he probably had came in contact with something, he began to not feel okay, and eventually he ended up calling himself an Uber and taking himself to the hospital. And he said he didn't tell any of his immediate family that he was at the hospital. And but when he caught the virus, I guess he also had pneumonia at the same time. So he was like really jeopardized, and you know what I mean, he was really in a vulnerable, critical situation from a health standpoint. Well, needless to say, Wale is still here. He's still here, obviously, because I just watched him on the Breakfast Club. And during the interview, though, I couldn't help but to notice that during the interview, he actually asked for a shot of tequila or something of that nature. I think it was a shot of tequila that he asked for. And so right when I saw that, but he didn't say the words tequila, like he was just like, he was like, y'all got any more of this water? And he was like kind of signaling um to Charlemagne what kind of water he was talking about. So you would have had to have been watching the actual visual interview on YouTube or TV, wherever you watch the Breakfast Club, to actually see what Wale was doing. So Wale is asking Charlemagne the God for a shot of tequila, I guess to either turn up or to help his nerves. I guess I don't really know. Maybe he was a little bit nervous in the interview. Um, I don't know why. Maybe Wale he doesn't really do well in interview. I don't know. Maybe he just gets nervous when it comes to public speaking. But I paused the interview right there, and then I immediately came over to my channel to talk about this. And also before Wale took the shot of tequila, he was talking about his experience with, you know, I'm trying not to say the word, but with the long Rona, because they say once you catch the virus, it's a possibility to, depending on the conditions of your body, that you could have what's called long Rona, which is months of after effects when it comes to like your breathing, your smelling, your taste buds, stuff like that. Now, my whole reason for even going live right now and even doing this live and talking about this particular subject is because, see, I want us to understand. And when I say us, I'm talking to specifically Black people. But if you're not Black and you happen to be listening to this broadcast, then I'm talking to you too. And as long as you support Black people and you're not out here trying to oppress Black people, and you're not out here being a white supremacist, or you can be not white and still enable and still enact the characteristics of white supremacy. As long as you support Black people, as long as you want the best for Black people, you can rock with me, and I'll rock with you. So even if you're not Black and you're listening to this podcast, then I'm talking to you too, because this is helpful information for humans in general. But a lot of what I say is catered to my Black people out here. Anyway, um, so I just want to put it out there in the air that as Black people, we have to be really mindful of what we eat, what we drink. And We really have to make sure that we get enough rest. Rest is very important. You know, Puffy used to say, what Puffy used to say? Something like, we don't sleep, something like that or whatever. Well, you need to get some sleep. I can't remember the exact line. I thought I told you that we won't stop. I thought I told you something that Puffy used to say. Um, Sleep is very important. Sleep is that's where your body is able to regenerate itself, is able to relax itself, it's able to, refresh yourself. So we got to get back to sleep. We got to get back. We got to understand how important sleep is. Sleep is very important, in terms of when you're talking about being healthy, being productive, um, you know, being confident in yourself, being able to be level headed and be clear minded and be able to think properly. Sleep goes a long way. It plays a really big part of that. And I'm not the best when it comes to my sleeping, but I'm trying to work on that. I'm conscious and trying to work on that and making sure I get my sleep right because I'm a person. I try to be at my apex every single day. It's something that I really am trying to work hard on, being consistent on being at the apex of my game every single day. Um, when Wale asked for that shot of tequila in the interview, I'm like, this is the problem. This is probably the reason why you get sick, because as an artist, you're on the road. Let's say you're on the road 200 and something days out the year, out of 365 days, 364 days or whatever, if it's a leap year or not. 366 days if it's a leap year or whatever. Uh, you know that this is 200 something nights of just ripping and running, and imagine all of the drinks and possibly drugs that's taking place during that time frame. Now, aside from the cocaine and the heroin, or uh uh the opioids, aside from that, I just want to focus on the drinking for a minute. I don't think people really understand how bad alcohol is on your body. I can't tell you how many people I met over the years, they just cannot get it together. Like they struggle. Like I'm talking about alcohol, liquor specifically. These people struggle to get out of bed in the morning. A lot of these people lay in the bed all day because their body is so aching and so tired, because drinking alcohol actually makes you tired too, because a lot of alcohol has so much sugar in it, and sugar will actually dehydrate the body. And so it will you will literally be laying in the bed dehydrated, um you know feeling weak, can't move. A lot of alcoholics, they make very, very bad decisions. They're bad at decision making. A lot of alcoholics actually get sick a lot faster and stay sick a lot longer than a person that does not drink, because when you drink this alcohol and this liquor, it's slowing you down and it's affecting your kidneys. And your kidneys are very important and essential to your body, because you know on top of you drinking the alcohol and the liquor, you're also eating the McDonald's, the Burger King, the Chick-fil-A, the Popeyes chicken. You're also eating the fast food. And so because you're eating the fast food, you're going to need your kidneys to be able to process and help you, you know get all of that waste, get all of the toxins out of your system. So if you're already struggling to have a positive nutritional uh, a positive nutritional plan for your body that will allow you to be healthy and maintain and have energy. If you're already struggling with your nutrition, then if you take alcohol and you add it on top of your bad nutrition, now you're really in a double whammy. Now, I just want to throw this disclaimer out there. Um, am I guilty of drinking alcohol? Yes. Do I drink alcohol sometimes, like Halloween or New Year's or around my birthday? Yes. Do I drink alcohol often? No. Did I used to drink alcohol often? Yes. Many years ago. Shit, probably not even many years ago. Probably like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Um, but I'm 33 and I was in my 20s. And most people in their 20s, even when they party and they drink and everything like that, most 20-year-olds that I know, most people in their 20s they're not really gonna just die of any crazy, complicated health problems. But I've always been a person that I've been an athlete my entire life. I played football for many years, ran track and field in college and high school, ran cross country. Uh, you know, I've done marching band. I've done ROTC in high school. So I'm a person that's been like physically active my entire life, and I've never really had a problem when it comes to overeating and just eating very, very badly. I'm no saint when it comes to nutrition. I eat McDonald's and Burger King and Popeyes like everybody else, but I do it in moderation. I try not to do it so much because I'm aware. I got grandparents that's in their 90s. My grandfather's like 96, 97. And when I'm looking at their bodies, they're thin. So that's the way that and they're a healthy thin. They're not a sickly thin. They're a healthy thin because of the way that they actually eat. Like their nutritional plan, their nutrition, even from the time that, because my grandparents raised me for like the first 12, 13 years of my life. So even when they were raising me, and maybe this could be because they're from Trinidad. So yeah, I'm a West Indian guy. I'm black, but I'm West Indian. I got that West Indian blood in me. But my mom's people is from the States. We from South Carolina. So I got that slavery in me too. So that makes me even more dangerous in a good way. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, even my grandparents, when they were raising me, they never really bought me fast food like that. Everything that I ingested when I was living with my grandparents was cooked. My grandmother cooked it. Everything was washed. They had a garden in their backyard. So what I'm saying is good nutrition is important. So when I saw Wale asking Charlemagne the God for that shot of tequila in the interview, in my head, I'm like, that's probably why you got sick, because you're an artist on the road 200 something days out of the year. Hell, let's just say 100 something days out of the year. And you're traveling and you're partying and you're drinking and you're probably not getting that much rest. So when something like a virus, uh, this recent pandemic, when something like that is introduced to this world, because this virus, in my personal opinion, it didn't just come out of thin air. This is something that was manufactured. The earth has been in existence for millions of years, and we live in a society of modern technology and modern medicine and modern sanitization. Over here in the United States, there's hand soap and hand sanitizer even before the pandemic that you can use to wash your hands, disinfect your hands. So this isn't, over here in the United States, this isn't like some third world country where you know, your hygiene might not be the best because you have lack of hygienic products or sanitization uh, available over here in the states. That's readily available. So I know here, so can no one can convince me that this recent virus that has plagued the world is not manufactured. It's manufactured, and that's just basic logics. That's just my personal view on it. Your view might be different, but that's just my personal view. So I'm seeing Wale ask for this shot, and after I get off this live, I'm gonna go and finish watching the interview. But you know, seeing him do that triggered me so much to go live that I had to talk about this. That I had to talk about it because a lot y'all people just are not understanding that it's not the fact that people just have pre-existing health conditions. It's the fact that, you know, you're sitting around smoking all this weed. But I don't even want to focus on the marijuana right now. That's a whole different conversation. But you're sitting around drinking all of this alcohol, drinking all of this liquor, drinking all of this poison that's not good for you, that's affecting, you know, your liver, your kidneys. It's affecting your essential organs, your essential uh, immune system, and it's causing you to slow you down. It's causing your body to work extra hard. So when a virus comes up out of nowhere, yeah, you gonna get sick, and yeah, you're gonna end up in the hospital, and yeah, you're gonna end up with long-term symptoms. You know why? Because you spent all of this time putting all of this poison in your body, putting all of this elixir in your body. And see, you know, the reason that I don't drink as often because, you know, I've been in a journey of just, you know, like living in my blackness. I know that might sound crazy, but I just heard some information one day, and I just became enlightened on a whole different level. And it just made me rethink my life. Like damn, like damn, none of my superiors never really talked to me. And I just heard some information one day. I'm like, damn. I heard some information one day. Somebody was talking about um, you know, like when the most inconvenient things, when inconvenient things happen. And a lot of times when it comes to black men, a lot of black men are either high or drunk. I think Malcolm X was the one that said the white man will make the alcohol and lock you up for drinking out the bottle, or something. The white man will sell you the alcohol bottle and lock you up for drinking it. I can't remember if it was that I heard or something along, but it was something along those lines that completely changed my mind and my way of thinking. And I'm just like, you know what? With the way of the world and how how the United States seems to be going back to the 60s, we seem to be going back to the era of, you know, black versus white, and and uh you know, like all of this stuff that happened in the 60s seems to be taking place all over again. And when I heard that, I'm like, yo, I got to switch it up because I got to be alert just in case something happened. I need to be able to, you know, if I need to hit somebody with a two-piece, or if I need to be able to skate up out of somewhere, I need to be in tip-top shape, or I need to be at least alert enough to be able to get out of the situation sounding coherent. And I find that it's a problem with a lot of black men in particular, that when stuff goes down, a lot of us are not in the right mind because we're either high or intoxicated. And when you're intoxicated or you're high, you could never be at 100%. There's nothing, there's nothing in you, and there's nothing about you that becomes enhanced by drinking alcohol. Just sharing personal experience with y'all right now, just being open and honest. One of the main reasons that I rarely drink alcohol is because, number one, When I'm sober, I already have a slight paranoia of some crazy white supremacist that does something crazy, and I got to figure out how I got to get out the situation. So I already have enough to worry about just being sober. Now, when I'm drunk, if I were to get drunk, I feel like, like I would, that same paranoia that I have would just be on 100. So all the alcohol does is just enhance the paranoia that I already have. And I'm not a person that really likes to be paranoid. I don't really like to worry about problems and shit like that, like stuff that I can handle. Like, I would rather work on a continuous solution than to sit there and worry about a problem, because worrying gets you nowhere. So I want to be 100% in my right mind. I want to be 100% coherent in case something goes down when I'm in public, that I know how to handle the situation, that I know how to get out or escape the situation. And when it comes to black society, that's a major problem with black society, because if we want to take it, if we want to take this even deeper, with the level of intoxication through social media, through looking at a TV screen, through looking at a phone screen, through looking at a computer screen, because of the influence that that stuff has on you and over you, being on social media too much, looking at the wrong things, looking at pornography too much, looking at different things, looking at all of the gossip, all of the negative headlines, the shade rooms, the baller alerts, that all of these websites, the TMZs, all of these websites is a form, if we really want to take it down a deeper level, is a form of alcohol, is a form of a drug. And all it does is keep you intoxicated, and it keeps you hypnotized and delusional away from what's really happening in this world in real time, in real life. And it's keeping you distracted. And when shit is happening, you're not at 100% in your right mind to be able to decipher the situation and think properly of how to resolve the situation. And you end up even in an even deeper hole because you're intoxicated. So that is the reason why I don't drink often, is because as a black man, I already have enough to worry about when I'm sober. I got to worry about how I'm gonna get this money. I got to worry about building an empire, building generational wealth. I have a daughter. I got to worry about her well-being. I got to worry about her schooling. I got to worry about her life. I got to worry about setting her up for college. I got brothers, I got sisters, I got nieces, I got a nephew. I got a mom. I got a father. So I have responsibility. My grandparents are still here, both of them, all three of them. My grandmother on my mom's side and my father's mom and dad. All of them still here. So I got responsibility, and I choose not to neglect that responsibility, because I understand that my responsibility as a man, you see, when young boys, when boys are born into the family, see, these are your protectors. These are your providers. These are your kings that's one day going to take over the kingdom and reign over the kingdom, and is going to do king stuff, is going to be running the kingdom. And because I consciously know that, I have a duty to be at 100%, 1,000% to oversee my duty until the day that I leave this earth. My job is to reign over my kingdom until the day that I leave this earth. And I know that the levels of this dialogue that I'm talking about right now, it it went a long way from Wale talking about his experience when he caught the virus to what I just said. But what I noticed, the commonality, is when I saw him asking for that shot of tequila in the Breakfast Club interview, when I saw him signaling to Charlemagne the God for that tequila shot in the Breakfast Club interview, that's when I had to pause the interview. I said, I need to talk about this because that's really important. You know, you watch mainstream media and they try to make it seem, and then you have somebody like Wale that goes on the Breakfast Club and that talks about his personal experience and tries to make it just seem like, you know, he just up and caught the virus out of nowhere. No, sir. You caught the virus because you haven't been taking the best care. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000. I don't wear a mask. I don't wear a mask in a lot of places. I'm out in Arizona, so I'm in the Wild Wild West. So the restrictions over here, the virus restrictions over here, um, there really are none for the most part. You know, they keep the state politics. They're at work with trying to, you know, pass mandates, just like every other state. But Arizona, for the most part, is a conservative state, and for the most part, the virus restrictions really don't exist over here. That's why a lot of people are trying to move here and coming here for vacation. And that's why, you know, a lot of it's just open. It's just open. And I really don't wear a mask in public places that I know is going to be distanced. Now, if I'm in like a crowded place, sure, I may put on a mask, but a lot of times I'm not wearing a mask. And I'm gonna just be 100. I know that I probably came into contact with people that probably have had the virus, and I probably have talked face to face with them. But here's the thing, I'm not afraid of catching the virus for the simple fact that I know that I'm in good health. Okay, I'm in good health, and I know that I'm in good health because I make sure that I'm in good health. I'm not one of these people like, oh, I think I'm in good. Now, do I have a few extra pounds that I could gain to lose? Absolutely. Absolutely. I probably should lose probably at least a good 10 pounds. And I'm not even a heavy guy. I'm like 180 and I'm 33 and I'm 5'11, which is normal range for my size. But it doesn't hurt to lose a few extra pounds, you know, and get that muscle up. So I definitely need to get back in the gym at least 3-4 days a week, like I was doing consistently. Right now, I just kind of go to the gym sporadically, but I'm in good health. Okay, so if I caught the actual virus, and by the way, I believe I actually had the virus early on in January of 2020. You know what I mean? But I feel like I overcame it in like 2 days. I feel like I overcame it in 2 days because I was already taking my supplements, taking my a very strong multivitamin. I've always been conscious of my health. I've always been conscious of my health way before this whole pandemic situation. Um, what else? What else? What else? My nutrition. You know, I'm very careful, or I try to, you know, I eat fast food like everybody else, but again, it's in moderation. I try not to really just eat it often. You feel me? I don't smoke weed, or I don't smoke any other kind of drug. I don't smoke marijuana. I don't do that. I do not smoke at all. I don't smoke. I've tried marijuana before, long time ago. It's just not for me. It's not for me. It's not. I rarely drink alcohol. I rarely drink alcohol. Again, I rarely drink. I rarely drink. So because I'm consciously taking care of myself, I know that if I come in contact with somebody that's sick or has a virus, I'm not really afraid like that. You know what I mean? I'm not really afraid like that because I know that I take care of myself and I know how to take care of myself, and I actually know how to make it through sicknesses. I know how to make it through sicknesses. I know how to fast. I know how to just take in liquid foods to give my digestive system a break from processing hard, solid foods, breads, whatever. I know how to give myself more fiber to allow myself to, um, you know, allow my body to um, get out the toxins that might be in my intestines. You see, I know if I get sick, I know how to go to work and get myself healthy again. And I also know that it's important, especially being black, because most black people, at least in the United States, are vitamin D deficient because of our melanin, because we don't spend enough time in the sun. See, people don't understand vitamin D is important because you're especially if you're black, because when you take in that vitamin D is a vitamin that essentially basically almost activates your immune system. It causes your immune system to basically wake up and say, oh, it's time for me to start. And what happens in the wintertime, obviously there's not that much sun, so because of that, that's why you're more prone in the wintertime to catch a cold, to get the flu, to get this new virus that's out here, or bronchitis, whatever, yada yada yada. That's why you're more prone. They want to just make it seem like flu season, flu season is just flu season just to be flu season. I don't even know if there is a flu season anymore. No, the reason that there is a flu season is because in the wintertime, most people, especially black people, do not spend any time in this. Even if the sun is out, you don't take any vitamin D supplements. Therefore, when you do catch a cold, your immune system has to go in overdrive, and that's why you run a fever. Your immune system has to go in overdrive to try and get you back in balance, to try to get your body back at your normal body temperature. So, and I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm a person who's been an athlete my entire life. I've done a ton of research on nutritional information, on supplements, on vitamins, on natural remedies, natural things that will allow you to be healthy, that will allow you to have energy. Energy is another big thing. When people get sick, for some reason, they do not like to take vitamin C. When people get sick, it's like they lose all faith and belief in vitamins. Let me tell you, vitamin C is also very, very important. If you remember early on, doctors and healthcare professionals were treating patients early on in the pandemic. I'm talking about February, March, April of 2020. A lot of doctors and healthcare providers were treating their patients with vitamin C drip bags and a lot of vitamin C, because a lot of that vitamin C was essential in allowing their body to process that and turn that into energy. Vitamin B is also very important, because that is vitamin B is a main. First of all, there's like different levels of vitamin D. There's like vitamin B6, B12, I think B3. There's different levels of vitamin B. And see, vitamin B is essential to your body because what it does is it metabolizes what's in your body and it turns that to energy. And when people are sick laying in bed, they feel weak and they don't have enough energy to get out of bed or to really just go outside and walk in the sun. So this is the sky. See, a lot of people just aren't educated about what vitamins do, what supplements do, what certain natural things do for your body. A lot of people just aren't educated on how it works for you and how it benefits for you and how you have to be consistent in your daily life with these supplements and vitamins and nutrition and your sleeping. It literally all plays a part. And I can honestly tell you guys that ever since I came down with the virus, I believe I had the virus back in January of 2020, but I overcame it literally just like that. Literally just like that. Literally like in 2 or 3 days, you know. And the reason I say that I had it is because I'm not a person that has a runny nose, and I started having a runny nose, starting having the sniffles. But what the key thing, what makes me think that I really had it was that I was coughing uncontrollably in my sleep. And I don't cough in my sleep. I'm not a person that coughs at all, really. I'm not a person that sneezes at all, really. Um, so I know my body, so I knew something was wrong. So, you know, I started drinking my teas. I took some cough syrup. I took the Delsum cough syrup for like, and I know cough syrup is not the best for your body, but it's the first. I should have been taking some elderberry, but it's the first thing that came to mind. I took that for like 3 days, once a day, because you can only take that like once every 12 hours. I ain't have no coughs anymore in like 2 or 3 days, because again, all of the supplementation, all of the vitamins, all of the exercise, and the vitamin D, everything that I was doing came in to save the day. So my immune system did not have to work nearly. I never caught a fever, none of that. My immune system didn't have to go into overdrive to try and save me, because I was already taking care of myself. So again, when I saw this whole situation with Wale on the Breakfast Club, it triggered me to come on and talk about this, because when you go and watch that interview, it's almost as if, hey, I'm just out living my life, and next thing you know, um, I started having troubles breathing, and then 3 days later, I was in the hospital. Well, Wale, let's talk about what led you to get into the hospital. You're an artist. You're probably on the road 100 to 200 something days a year. When you're doing that, you're probably taking in, a lot of alcohol. You're probably not sleeping the way you should. I don't know about your nutrition, but hopefully your nutrition is on point. So if you're sitting here drinking all of the time, then imagine what that's doing to your liver, your kidneys, your immune system. You know, I don't know about y'all, but you drink too much, you get a hangover, you become slow, you become um slouchy, you start slurring your words, all of that stuff. So, I just wanted to come on today and just let y'all know, hey, look, you got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. The smoking, I know they're trying to legalize marijuana and make it seem cool. If that's your thing, if you have medical conditions and you feel like those by smoking marijuana, though it helps your medical conditions, that's cool. But if you just smoking it just to be cool, you really should stop. You really should stop. The alcohol, drinking, and all of that. If you're just drinking that just because, you really should stop. You really should stop, because I'm telling you, if you get sick, it's going to be harder for your body to really get well. Your immune system is going to have to work 10 times as hard to make your body back healthy again, and all of that. So I just thought that was real interesting. It's just something that came to mind. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just talk about this real quick. So make sure y'all take care of yourself. Make sure your health is your wealth. Your health. Well, you can have all the money in the world and not the best health, and end up in critical condition, passing away, and all of that. And a lot of sick people wish they would have taken care of their bodies, and wish they would have listened to people when people try to tell them, start taking care of your health, stop drinking, stop smoking, take care of yourself, exercise, take your vitamins, go in the sun. So that's all that I have. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Do me a favor, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, uh, share your opinion in the comments, and I will see y'all or talk to y'all at a later time. Peace.